How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you? Happy this is working. I was a bit overwhelmed by technology right now.
You're overwhelmed by technology.
Yeah, I will.
You got this. I believe in you. Give me a sec. I'm just going to start the recording here.
Oh, sure.
Welcome to Photography Chat with Merlin. Photography Chat with Merlin.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Photography Chat. We're season 3, episode 41, and we've got Abel Flamingo. Is Flamingo really like your last, or is it just something you've adopted?
It's something I just adopted.
Okay.
Yeah, it started kind of like a joke.
Because I wasn't sure what your last name was, so I just threw it in as Flamingo.
Yeah, it's good. I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
That's fair.
I'll let my family know.
You let your family. Yeah. It's like, I identify as a flamingo now. Sorry, fam.
We are the Flamingo family, yeah. How you doing, man? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I'm good. I'm still a little tired from all of the driving. I've been home for like a while now. Long enough that I shouldn't be this tired, but I'm still tired.
Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks. Well, you really drove a lot of time. Doesn't it feel great to go back to your own bed?
Yes, I did miss my bed. But yeah, it was great. Like it was nice. Like, I mean, I saw you in Seattle for the Grumpy Bean thing, and that was really cool. But then also I got to see you in Texas for Polacon, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really I like how like the vibe there is like super low key. You get to like have more one-on-one time with people. I went to the San Francisco meetup before, and it was just hectic, right? Which I love too, right? But I'm saying that I got to actually have some really like good conversations. Like I will treasure those moments we spent on Armand's store, right? Like it was the 4 of us and having tacos, of course, and just getting to use pork shop. It's pretty good.
I thought you were like the most enamored with that weird sex circus.
With that weird what?
the like sex circus thing at Rubber Gloves.
Oh, that was so. I'm sorry. I was just like, I think you were in the same mood as me. We were both like looking at each other, like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know. I respect their forms of art. It was just not for me. It's really cool.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people like engaging with the show with their photography. That was great. I saw people like Brian Brooks was like right there and like he was interacting with the artist while it was happening. So I enjoy that part a lot, getting to see people workflow and how they get their eye catches certain things, right? So yeah, it just wasn't the type of moment that I feel like photographing, but I'm super how can I say it? I'm like surprised that the Institute Society have that like perspective on diverse way of building something for people to do, right? There was so many things that could happen around Texas in Denton, and they kind of like brought that, hey, this is Denton into 2 days, and I really like it. I love it.
Yeah, it's there is a really different vibe between Bay Area and Texas. And I'm kind of interested to see what New York is going to be like.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be tons of people going to like New York. Is community there, and a lot of people super active. So yeah, I won't be surprised if it's like 10 times the amount of people that we saw in San Francisco.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, sounds overwhelming. Yeah, but it's gonna be lit. I agree with Pete that he's commenting there.
Yeah, I might actually not be able to make it to New York. So
yeah, I've been thinking on maybe I'm not like it is a lot, like 3 times a year going.
Well, because you were just there for their big opening party, right? I saw you in all the pictures.
Yeah, I was there. I had a lot of fun. Got to hang out with the same thing that I was talking about. Denton. I got to spend like some good one-on-one time with people. So like being there on the big opening, yeah, awesome, cool. But for example, I got to spend a lot of time with Nick Collingwood bleaching negatives, negatives in his bathroom. Just getting used to talk for hours because he had a lot of negatives to it. Stuff like that. Totally maybe worth it for me to go there.
That's really cool. Yeah, like it's too bad it's in May because like I might go to London for something in May. And I've never been to the UK before, so I think that if I can pull that off would trump going to New York. So
that sounds like a good reason, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely be down for Bay Area. I'm gonna make that happen for sure. Cause
I want to go there and hang out with JP and the gang, Brian.
Exactly. I mean, JP's a legend. It's too bad JP couldn't come out to Texas. I think he would have enjoyed all the Tex-Mex.
I'm very. I miss him too. I haven't seen him like in a year now. So there's always Bay Area people there cheering us, Alex.
New old Polaroid is like, yay, Bay Area, yay area.
Bay Area. Yeah. Oh, JP's here. Hey, JP.
Yeah.
So
much
fun.
fun.
So much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so we're going towards you. We're going to be at Bay Area with you, JP.
Next year, JP, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I ended up loving Denton. It's just such it's a small city. When I was telling other people, I'm going to Denton, Texas. What's going on there? And I was like gladly surprised. Surprisingly, I didn't see any Trump flags anywhere. I was imagining that's how it's gonna be. Not at all.
Dude, when I was driving to Ethan's in Albuquerque, so many Trump flags. It was all of the fucking Trump flags. It was alarming. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's also we have to do a reality check once in a while. I think that both you and I live in a little bubble city, so we don't get to see all that. But that's reality, That's how it is.
Oh, I see plenty of that up here in Vancouver. Oh, dude, we have like ultra conservatives everywhere around here. We just got a newly appointed ultra conservative mayor who is like an Asian Donald Trump. So not stoked to see what he's going to be doing.
Oh wow, that's kind of unexpected. I pictured Vancouver as very similar to Seattle in terms of politics, because let's be honest, it's kind of like a little bit of the same in a lot of perspectives. So this is eye-opening for me. Interesting.
Well, like Vancouver, it's really good at posing, and like a fun fact about Vancouver was it had one of the largest KKK presences in North America at one point.
Oh, dang. Yeah. I mean, I think I also read about Portland being one of the, main KKK hangout spots. And I'm like, Portland, like, it sounds like the most liberal city ever, but somehow it doesn't surprise me. But, we live in a wild place, really.
We do live in a wild place, and it was a little scary, like driving up to Albuquerque, because like North Texas kind of creeped me out a little bit, but then Albuquerque was sketchy. But Ethan's was really cool. He's such a rad guy. Like I'm glad I drove 9 hours to go hang out in a garage with a strange man I'd never met before.
Yeah, I think that was a risky move in your in your side.
Well, you were one of the people that was telling me to do it.
Hey, you met me from the internet. Like, I don't know why you trust me. Like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm glad that nothing bad happened to you in that move. You know, like Ethan is like the sweetest. It's like one of the huggable people, right?
Oh, he's brilliant.
Cool.
He's such a brilliant mind and a sweet man. You know, he is Sweet Boy University. Like he embodies it completely.
Yeah, that's definitely a good representation of what Ethan is. He's probably a graduate of Sweet Boy University. I'm sure about it. PhD, double PhD. Yeah, and it's just so fascinating talking with him. On when I went to San Francisco, I got to just like walk for, I think it was like 2 hours, just walk around San Francisco with Ethan and just talk about life and feeling super safe with Ethan being like, you know, a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Talking on to San Francisco, we got to see some sketchy stuff, people throwing stuff at us and things like that. But yeah, he's like, his brain is just like crazy. He's like the way that he sees stuff, and he's so passionate about how things work at the point that we get to know he's passionate about cameras, but it actually transcends like watches and like pencils and everything, like all things from mechanics, electricity, everything. He just like he just sees them in a way that I don't know, it's genius.
He does. It's almost like a beautiful mind kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
We skipped it though, because like we jumped right into the talk. But do you want to take a moment to like let the listeners who may not be familiar with who you are, let them know who you are?
Oh yeah, so I'm Abel. I'm originally from South America, from Chile. Been living in the States, in Seattle for 6 years now. I like to take pictures. That's kind of something I do a lot, and really kind of like not much depth in there. I just really enjoy taking pictures. That's it. Lately, I've been like fascinated with Polaroid cameras in the last 2 years, but it's been mostly kind of like any camera I can get my hands on for I think it's been probably like 8 to 9 years, and that's kind of it. I'm very obsessive about things, and I think that this is the first time that an obsession stick for so long, at the point that I think that, hey, this is with me now. This is part of what I do.
So, did you get into your like Polaroid instant film obsession because you hate money?
No, I really don't know how, like, why. So my first time getting like a Polaroid camera was a little bit after I arrived to Seattle. I posted in a neighborhood Facebook group, and it was like, oh, my partner is saying 8 years. Thank you. Yeah, it's been about 8 years on cameras. Same time that we've been together. That's why it's like a reminder. So first time I got a Polaroid camera, I posted on a Facebook group, hey, I like all cameras. Do you have anything in your garage you want to get rid of? I'll take it. And I think like 3 or 4 people contacted me, and they just gave me their camera. And yeah, crazy. I think that was 2016.
Oh wow!
And yeah, and I went to this house of a lady that had all the like photography collection of her dad that passed away. Between that, there was one of these like Leica clones for like they used to sell in like Sears stores that I gave it to a friend that is really into that type of camera. And this Polaroid SX70 that it worked great there. I think I was able to cycle through one pack or maybe half a pack, and then it just wouldn't close. It was like the mirror was up and it just died. So I took it to a guy here in Seattle that there used to be a store here that was called, I think it was called Land Cameras or Rare Medium. It was like something between those two names. It was like a two-store type of situation. And the guy was like, "Yeah, no, I think you don't take this one. This is like the old model. Get a newer one." And I sell them for like $3,000. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna pay $3,000. Sorry, $300." So I stopped until 2020. I saw that same camera selling for cheap, and I was like, "Oh, I can." In a store here in Seattle, so I can try again, and I fell in love there. It was like just really enjoy that first pack, and then it never stopped.
Yeah, that's wild. 8 years.
No, I mean not 8 years of Polaroid. It's been like maybe 2 years of Polaroid. Before that, I was shooting a lot of 35 millimeters. That's something that I've been doing for a long time. I just don't post much my stuff online. I kind of like recently created this Instagram account. I think it's been like a little more than a year maybe. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm like, I'm okay with just sharing Polaroid stuff because I feel like Polaroid people are kind of fun people, you know. There's like not much room to be like a snob or anything. It's like a humbling thing, you know. Like we all use this. Like there's not like an end game super expensive Polaroid camera, right? And it's not like you can really, you know, game it. It's like we are all using these shitty cameras, and we are kind of like okay with what comes out because it is what it is. So you can't really overthink it. I feel like so. I think that's why I like Polaroid people. The medium is humbling. I think that a lot of people take it that way too.
I agree that the medium is humbling, but I disagree that there's not room for snobs in it, because there are plenty of snobs in the Polaroid world. Depending on like what circle you're part of, you know, maybe you're part of the circle that doesn't see the snobbery. But there definitely are, you know, snobs anywhere you go.
Maybe I'm the snob. That's why I'm not seeing it.
No, you're a sweet boy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sweet boy too. Talking about sweet boys, I see Dan joined the chat there. Hello, Dan. You're a sweet boy.
I don't know if he's giving us heart or butt ice cream cones. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of them. Thanks anyway.
I used to shoot a lot of 35 millimeter too. Well, I still do. Like I moved my film fridge from home into the studio. So like behind me there is the gray one was the studio film fridge, and the white one was the one from home. And that cardboard box is full of like 35 millimeter film that needs to go back in the fridge.
Oh wow.
And then my processor.
I can see that struggle with space and fridges and stuff. I recently upgraded to a tall fridge just for film. Polaroids have so much space that
Polaroids do take up a lot of space, and like the white fridge is really fucking noisy, but it was like free and it was a gift from a friend, so like I feel obligated to keep it. But it was annoying me in my house because like I live in a studio apartment, so it's just one room. And like some nights all I hear is wee. It's annoying. So it can come to the studio and it can be annoying here all at once. But yeah, Polaroid does take up a lot of room, especially now that I've gotten into 8x10. That takes up even more room.
Yeah, I have some boxes of 8x10. I even have some unrefrigerated stuff. I can't see something, but and I feel terrible about that. Like it doesn't fit on the fridge. So I'm like, I feel like it's a ticking bomb right there. So
well, now you just got to buy a processor and a camera so that you can shoot it.
Yeah. No, I do have a camera and a processor.
Oh, there you go.
I've been shooting some. Yeah, haven't shoot much actually. I've only taken like 2 pictures of my partner. That's what I have right now. But I've been thinking about, inviting some Seattle folks here. Hey, take a few pictures and take the portrait as a way of practicing too. Because I just haven't done it, right? So I need to get my rest before I can say, hey, I'm enjoying it. So far, it's just like a new thing that I'm getting into.
You should, yeah, totally. You hit them up. You have so many people in Seattle there. It's such a good film community. Yeah, you should get a bunch of the people out.
Yeah, how have you been doing with Polaroid by 10? Are you able to shoot it frequently, or is it more like a rare thing once every couple of months?
I haven't done much shooting since I got back from the road trip because I'm mostly like, last week was remembering how to do my job again because I forgot. And then this week was catching up because I figured out how to do my job again. And I'm just unpacking the studio now because like I got here super late Monday, like Monday last, like 2 Mondays ago, and just dropped all my shit off here because I didn't want to have it sitting in the truck and I didn't want to have it at home. And like today I just like started unpacking it and putting it away and like getting the studio into more of a usable state.
But before that, is 8x10 something new for you, or have you been doing it for a couple of years now or months?
No, so 8x10 is new to me. Like I just bought that Deerdorf like a month before the trip, and like I'm still paying it off, which is why I was terrified when Crowbar Man was like running after us because I was like worried he was gonna fuck it up, and then I'd still have to pay for just like a broken pile of wood and glass, which would have been really sad. But yeah, it's new, but I've been shooting large format for a few years now on 4x5, and so just seeing 8x10 seemed to be the next natural progression.
Yeah, I do feel there's a strong connection between Polaroid and large format. I feel like it's one of those are two of the few things that a digital camera cannot do. Like you don't get the experience that you get with those. I'm not saying that I'm like want to do whatever is not possible in digital, but it's unique. So for most people, it's something surprising, like interesting to catch their attention. So that also helps for you to get people more comfortable with like getting to take their picture. If they feel like it looks like a digital camera or something like that, it's just very different reaction. And at the same time, the pictures do tend to look unique because it's just very different. I mean, than what you can do.
It is a very unique look, and I kind of like dig it because the first like instant film example that Polaroid ever did was with an 8x10, like that iconic image of like Edwin Land peeling the photo of himself in front of the group at New York. That was with an 8x10, and so that was kind of always the goal, to get to an 8x10 camera. I never thought I'd end up with a Deerdorf, which it still kind of blows my mind, but yeah, it's been wild. Dan says people are scared of digital cameras despite large format cameras being monstrous. I mean, I think people are just scared of things in general that they don't understand.
Yeah, I see a lot of cool people join. I see Aviv, retrograde engineer. So, hey, Aviv. Hey, Alex, JP, Brisa is saying hi. Thank you for the last compliment. Yeah, a lot of cool people in the chat. A lot of Polaroid people. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, I see Brisa's in there. She wants to see cat content.
Yeah, I had to keep the cat out of the room because this wouldn't be a productive conversation. All the time you will see me like going do something with cat and come back, but I can hear a cat like yelling outside the hallway. So they do want to join the chat. Maybe that will be a special episode. We'll have to host later.
Yeah, Polaroid emoji says they're a fan of you.
Yeah, Pete. I was actually also got to spend some good time with Pete when I went to to the East Coast, and I was super lucky. He just had like a a work assignment to do in New York while I was there. I got to hang out with him, and it's lovely. Lovely. Yeah, my partner is saying that Thelonious is yelling, and that's the cat that is the one making the show.
He's singing the sound of his people because you've abandoned him.
Yeah, Thelonious is one of the number one like subjects of my Polaroid pictures. I just don't post them because I kind of feel ashamed. I taking too many cat pictures. Feels wrong.
New Old Polaroid says Thelonious, like Thelonious Monk.
Yes, I actually have Thelonious and Monk. They are two different cats. Yeah, pretty good cats to be honest.
So not like, you know, the other one's not Monk, like the TV show with that, like, you know,
no,
crime detective.
They are actually brothers, so around the same time. Yeah.
Dan wants to know if he knows how to play piano.
Curiously enough, yes, we do have a piano, and I've been woken up a few times by cats dancing on the piano.
I mean, a question for Dan is that will you sign Thelonious to your record label?
Oh,
right.
There you go.
There's a big collab right there.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Dan in New York too, and he was with Chris, that is one of the artists on his record label. He was DJing on a bar in New York, and it was just so much fun. Like they have built a little like group that goes to Chris show in that bar, and everybody loved Chris, everybody loved Dan. It was like at a moment I thought we were in a table outside. At the moment, feel like Dan's office. Like people will just come here, like, "Hey Dan, how are you doing?" And so yeah, he's gonna have a blast when he moves to New York.
Dan says yes, 1,000% yes. He will sign Thelonious to his record label. So you heard it here.
Okay. Dan, we need to talk about very good collaboration project there. I have a few thousand pictures we can use as album covers, so we have to do that.
That's funny. You got to make an album that at least can like challenge Meow the Jewels.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get that.
You've never heard? Okay, so you know the band Run the Jewels?
No.
Okay, so
culture shock happening right here, right?
So Run the Jewels is like a rap super group formed a few years back with Killer Mike and LP. And when they were coming out with, I think it was Run the Jewels 2, LP was like stoned filling out the online store for it, and he decided to make all of these like ridiculous like bonus packs that people could buy. Like there was one where it's like, you know, for $10,000 they'll like come to your house and like get stoned and eat all of your snacks and leave copies of the record there. For like $100,000 they'll start a detective agency and like, you know, come to your town and like, you know, like hunt out like a Scooby-Doo style kind of detective thing with you in your town. And then like all these ridiculous things. There was like one where it's like the I'm with the band package, and for like $150,000 you'd get to go to all their like live shows, and they would like act like you were their best friend, but you weren't. You were just there, but you could be like, I'm with the band, man, kind of thing. DJ Shadow isn't always with them. It's Trackstar, DJ Trackstar is their DJ in Run the Jewels. They did do a separate collaboration with DJ Shadow for When the Mountain Falls or something like that. But then one package that was absolutely ridiculous, it was called the Meow the Jewels package. And he was like, for $50,000, I will redo the whole Run the Jewels 2 album using only cat sound.
Well,
and someone kickstarted that shit.
Amazing.
Or no, so someone GoFundMe, and raised like $150,000 to make this like fucking album. And he's like, I was stoned and just thought this was like a ridiculous joke to like, you know, no one was actually going to buy it. And it's like, you know, here someone's like sending us $150,000 to make this like ridiculous album of cat noises. And then because like he didn't want to do it all by himself, he like got like Snoop Dogg and a bunch of other producers to like take tracks on. And so he's like, I made this like super group album with all these producers who I've always wanted to work with. And he's like, but it's fucking cat noises. Like he was just like, it's amazing and embarrassing all at the same time. It's not great. Like it's it's like, you know, anyone that's had to listen to cat noises for long periods of time, well no, it's not like it's not a lot of fun. But it's amazing. They donated all of the money because they're like, we don't need the money. So they like, you know, divvied up the $150,000 and donated it to charities, and they gave this person the cat album that no one ever wanted.
But did this person publish it? Can I listen to it?
Oh, it's out there. Yeah. So you know, you have Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever. Just like search "Meow the Jewels." And
okay, should we make the rest of this chat just like a listening party of that album? Just like call it a day.
I don't want to get copyright noticed.
Okay.
Because even though it's cat noises, it's still copyrighted. But you can enjoy it on your own. I don't know. You might want earplugs or to get like horrendously drunk, or really stoned, and you know, get comfortable and have your ears scratched out by Meow the Jewels.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. I hope it doesn't like trigger cats or in any way. It's not like I'm in trouble.
I don't know. I've never seen anyone play it for their cats.
There you go. That's what I'm gonna try. And next Thursday on Merlin Chat, we're gonna have live. No, copyright notice. I get that.
Oh man, no thanks. It would be pretty fucking funny though. Like, yeah, I am amused by that idea. There's some funny videos out there about the whole thing. Like there's one promo video that LP did that's on YouTube. If you search Meow the Jewels, where he goes into like a shelter and he's trying to record cats to like get their thing. Like cats are fucking attacking him, and like they're not pleased with him putting microphones in their faces, and yeah, it's all hilarious. So I think the bar is really low for Thelonious' first album to just like dominate like the cat music genre.
Yeah, he will not disappoint though. I mean, I listened to his songs on the piano, and he has some good talent there.
Yeah, but does Monk have any musical talents?
Not really. I do have some Polaroids of him with I think like some weird instrument.
Okay.
I have pretty much Polaroid to my cat with anything. I think anyone with cats will understand. Like it's the problem with cats. Like they are expensive because you waste film on them. That's the problem with them. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, you do. Like same thing with dogs. I have so many goddamn pictures of my dogs. It's crazy. Well, I guess Monk could just be Thelonious' like hype man then, kind of like Das Racist.
Totally. That will make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Use their personality. Yeah.
Polaroid emoji wants to know, what is your favorite camera and film stock?
Oh, so I kind of like, I go like through periods. I think right now my favorite camera is the Lomo LCA 120, which is
that's a good camera.
It's I don't know if it's good actually. I got a lot of issues with it actually. Mine, the film advance was like not working, so I had to like dig a hole in the back so I can use it like manual advance and just a red window to see through it. And it's a bit pricey, but honestly, if mine broke, I would probably get another one because I really like square stuff. That's one of the reasons why I like Polaroid. And it's just a super simple camera. Like it feels like a point and shoot, but it uses square format that I really like. That's kind of the reason why I like it a lot. It's like an Olympus XA but big, XA2 but big. So I like that one a lot. And in film stuff, I think what I like the most is Tri-X. But not because I like it as a film emotion, it's because I use this weird developer called Diafine that it has a lot of super weird properties that I could speak about like for hours. But it works well with my developer. That's the main reason. So it's not just Tri-X, like Tri-X plus my developer that I did last year. So it's like I have this magical suit on the like with me. I don't know if all people's Diafine works the same. Mine I like how it looks with Tri-X, and that's the reason why I keep it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick is saying that is a funny way to say time zero. I don't like time zero that much. It's just, have you ever shot time zero, Merlin?
Take those dirty heathen words out of your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry, it's closed now. The chat.
I mean, it depends on if you shot a shit pack of time zero or not, because you know, if you get like a good pack of time zero,
yeah,
oh my god, it's like when you get a good pack of 669, like that 669 that I shot. When
that was great, yeah.
Dude, it was just like, I've shot one pack of time zero and I got wicked lucky with it because it came out beautifully. Like it was so good, just beautiful. So I've got like one more pack from that same batch that I've been like hanging on to, but it's been like 2 years that I've had it, so it's probably shit by now. But like, you know, if you shoot shit time zero, like someone just gave me some Polaroid film the other day and there was a pack of time zero in it, and I was just like about like, you know, fucking orgasmed at the sight of this like, you know, crispy, beautiful looking pack of time zero, and then I picked it up and shook it and it was like, I was like, oh yeah. But I can all there's like time zero.
So my problem is more of a practical thing. I've had time like working time zero, but it's just like so it leaves like chemistry everywhere. It like exploded. My rollers were like all dirty. My camera got gross with it, and it's just very hard for me to use out there because I will have to be cleaning it all the time when between shots. Was it just me, or is that how it is for everyone?
I think that's just you, man.
Oh wow.
The only film that I've had like jizz all over the inside of my camera and just like leave spooge everywhere is One Instant. Like One Instant, just like New Old Polaroid is angry at you for not giving her any of your time zero.
Yeah, so Alex is complaining because Ethan say that he has one for me. Ethan actually bought it for me. I posted on Mercari, a random website that I use to sell stuff. He bought it for me, so Alex, you want it for me? You have to pay. Okay, no, it's not free. Okay, maybe we can talk. Let's talk, Alex. Okay.
Illusion of Privacy says that he's had leaky ass time zero packs, so you know.
Yeah,
it's not just you.
It's like a time zero expert. I mean, yeah, like an expired film expert. Like his pictures are beautiful.
And then New Old Polaroid wants to know from both of us, which instant film do we prefer, instant or Instax or Polaroid?
ep41.
I mean, yeah, same.
Yeah, I like Polaroid more because it's square. That's my answer. That's for me. That's like enough of a good reason to get it. And also I like Instax Square a lot for the same reason.
I like Instax Square, but it's too small. Like it's just I like So I'll say Instax wide is a really beautiful film medium. I've seen it do really beautiful things when it's not used in a shit Fuji camera. I just feel all of the cameras that Fuji sells does that film such a disservice. So for that, I can't love Instax because I hate all of their cameras, like their Instax cameras. So I think for me, Polaroid gets the W. Because I like the cameras more. Like if they had like a SLR style camera that shot Instax wide, fuck yeah, Fuji would be like, I would just like, do that all the time. But they don't. So it's Polaroid for me.
I see Kiara, that is a friend of mine, joined and say that great answer for Polaroid stuff. But Kiara, she shot my wedding on Instax Wide, and that's actually the only pictures we have of the moment I got married. Like, and so we have a little Instax Wide album here at home that is the pictures of that day, the only pictures we have, and we treasure it so much. And that's when you realize that it doesn't really matter the camera or the film or whatever. Like, those are important. These are important pictures for us, right? And, for it's just a thing. Every once in a while, I just look at them and I just really love them. So it's I think that's adorable. Maybe I should share some of those pictures later. But yeah, actually, I think those are some of the first Polaroid or instant pictures I got taken where I'm there. And I think that's super. In Chile, Polaroid cameras are not as common, or instant cameras. So it's some of the very few and some of the most, memorable for me.
Yeah, like it's a much more stable film, so it's good for that kind of stuff. I just wish the cameras were better. Dan was also curious on what we think about the new Leica M6 announcement.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the stuff online about it, and I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm good for the people that get it. I just feel like for the price, it's just a luxury item that takes pictures, right? It's not something that I'm into looking into. Like, I'm not gonna pay $5,000 for a camera. So it's like, it's just not my thing, right? It's, out of reach, luxury item, not for me.
I feel like they're out of touch with the world on that one, because like, wait, so it's 5,000 USD. So what is that in Canadian? Let me see here. 5,000.
That's like 10 million of Canadian dollars, obviously.
It's like almost $7,000 Canadian. So for $7,000 Canadian, I could buy like two old M6s and maybe a shitty Summicron. Like, that's just bonkers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just not for you. It's not for me either. It's for a premium market. It's for people that buy a Louis Vuitton.
It's for people that are gonna like put it on a mantelpiece and masturbate to it and never put a roll of film through it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It'll live in the box and it'll get fungus and 20 years from now, someone will be like, oh my God, a brand new inbox Leica, and they're going to have to spend a bunch of money to get it CLA'd before anyone can use it. And, I'm disappointed, honestly. It would have been cool if they came out with an affordable Leica, but I guess being a luxury brand, affordable and Leica don't happen in the same breath.
And also made in Germany, let's be honest, everything that is affordable these days, it implies that someone is not getting paid what they should be paid,
That's true.
Right. So that means that if you are able to make 1,000 or more of a affordable camera, you are probably making it somewhere in China where these labor laws are more flexible. That's why you're doing it there. Flexible as as a way of saying just
Well, let's see.
unethical, right? So honestly, I think that it's probably okay if it's like it's in Germany, but for the people that are buying that is like a luxury. Hey, it's a wealth distribution exercise somehow, right? You
Well,
have a
so
camera that costs
you
that
got
much, and I'm cool with it. Like there's people getting paid for that.
you
Cool.
got me curious now on that point because it's actually true. Waster of Silver is like, yeah, I only masturbate to old Leica M2s. Fair enough. Some people like the classics. No
Yeah.
judgment here. So the M6 originally came out in 1984. Let's see what $5,000 today is in 1982 dollars. 84. Same year one of my brothers was born. So how much?
I wonder on this chat, is there anyone there that is thinking on has the budget to buy a Leica M6 brand new? Probably not,
Probably not.
right? But there is a fancy chat where that people are right now. One day I'll be invited to that one.
Holy shit snacks. So 5,000, like this isn't the direction I wanted to go, but $5,000 in 1984 today would be the equivalent of $14,000.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah, so holy shit. So like $5,000 today.
Are you feeling poor right now, Mary? Are you? It's like capitalism feeding you right now that you are like, oh shit.
Oh my
This
god.
is an important milestone in your life, Merlin. I think that I'm not here for it.
This is depressing.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, okay, dude,
this is the way.
so this is even worse. So $5,000 in 1850 would be worth $200,000 today. Oh, Jesus. We're all poor. Except for the people buying Leica M6s.
Yes, that they unfortunately we don't have any of them right here.
So let's see if we go. Maybe we can do this 2022 to 1984. Will let me go backwards.
For people in the chat, we just lost Merlin hitting a rabbit hole.
Okay, so $5,000 today is only worth $1,800 in 1984. So let's see what the original purchase price of an M6 was.
Merlin Dan is asking who will win on a fight, Merlin Stichdorf or a bunch of influencers with M6. I think that.
So
I will go with the Stichdorf.
Actually, so like, after fucking around with this depressing calculatory shit, much like Kodak film and people complaining about like Kodak film being super expensive, it's not. $5,000 for a new Leica M6 is how much it cost to buy a new Leica M6 when they first came out. So
yeah, I mean, it's always been a luxury item. It's not a it's the same. Like, this is why I don't care much about it. I also don't care when Louis Vuitton releases a new bag and it's expensive. I'm like, cool. Like, it's just their business. They like, I'm not gonna buy it. There's people buying it, and I guess that's it. It's just not something I'm thinking about actually. But I'm cool with people like that type of cameras. I actually had a like camera before. When they were like a bit cheaper, and they're really good cameras. Great cameras.
They're beautiful cameras. Like just holy shit, man. I'm sad now, Abel.
You're shocked, Marion. I can see this. I mean, I have to change. Should we go back to talking about cats? like to?
Well, so to answer Dan's question, I think my Deerdorf would win because it would just like sit on the influencers and squash them, especially on that fucking Gitzo tripod that I've got for it. That thing is just a beast. So the Deerdorf would win.
Yeah, I have a tripod that is from like the 60s or something. The tripod head, sorry. It's just like 100% metal. So if that thing is just like, it weighs so much that that plus the 8x10, last time I moved the 8x10, I was with back pain the next day. I don't know if that's a problem of me or the tripod head. But it's intense, man.
It is intense. Like it's, yeah, the whole 8x10 thing, just, it's like a workout.
And Neil Polar is asking, what is your next camera-related one? Like, what are you saving up for? What is my... Oh, so I mean, you met Mario at Polacon. So Mario makes amazing 3D printed cameras, and he made this panoramic 3D printed camera that's called the Nano Panel that uses like Mamiya universal lenses.
Mm-hmm.
I really want a Mamiya universal lens because I know I got a Nano Panel from him. So that's what I'm looking for a Mamiya universal lens that I can use to take these cool pictures with a 3D printed panoramic camera. That's my thing. And I'm also saving for like a M6 just say, it's gonna take me a couple of decades, but I'll be there.
Oh my god.
What are you saving up for? What's your, or whatever is your next thing?
Well, I still have to finish paying off the Deerdorf. I've got like a few more months of payments on that. But I mean, like, as much as I like rip on the Leica bros, I would like one. And it's only because I used one. Like, a friend of mine loaned me his. And I thought they were just like an expensive, like, extravagance or whatever. And then I used one and I was like, I am mad about this now. Big mad. Because, you know, it is an extravagance, but it's a really nice tool. Like, it's just, it felt, they feel nice. They just, I don't know, they work. It was a Leica M3 double stroke. I like the whole double stroke thing. Like, some people hate double stroke, but like, that's why I like my Texas Leica, because of the whole double stroke thing.
Isn't a Texas Leica just a Polaroid camera?
No, Texas Leica is a huge Fuji. So like mine's like a 6x9, and you can also get like 6x7s and 645s. Yeah, the Texas Leica is wild because it's like you get 8 frames on that thing. It's really ridiculous. Like, it's just like every time I load that camera up, my wallet starts weeping. Like, it just gets really upset at me about it. But yeah, I'd say that like some kind of Leica. I haven't really decided which one yet because it's like, I like the idea of the M3, but an M4 would also be nice. Maybe an M6, but like whatever. Some kind of Leica.
I think so that's why you were wondering about you were thinking a lot about the price of the new one. You're actually thinking on getting one of those cameras.
Yes.
Which is, hey, I'm not judging here. I already had one, and I felt like the same at the beginning, but then it's like, you know, I can also kind of do the same thing with like a cheap SLR. Eventually felt like that to me.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing that's tough too, is that, like, you know, as much as it felt nice and as cool as they are, like my F5, my F100, like all sorts of different cameras do just as good of a job. The biggest reason for wanting a Leica though, and it's like, it might be like a ridiculous ego thing, or like, you know, total grasping at straws. But the only way that you could ever show in a Leica gallery is if you've shot Leica and have a Leica. So I'm like, what's that?
So talking about Leica galleries, I recently went to a Leica store because I was in Bellevue. Was I have a lot of time to kill, and there's a Leica store there with also a Leica gallery, and I got in there, and immediately someone with a Leica camera here comes and he's like, "Oh, hi, what Leica camera you have?" And I was like, to be honest, I lied. I say, "Oh, I have a Leica M3." And they actually had some really cheap straps there, like they were on sale. And I came out I bought something on a Leica store that was cheap, a cheap strap. I came out with a shopping bag there, and I was like, wow, did I just really just bought something? And to one of these stores when I bought something, I was feeling so fancy, Merlin. You have no idea.
You are so fancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan says Abel worldwide trademark.
Yeah.
The next realistic camera though that I do want to buy is I want a big wide from Mario.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah. Mario is like another. We're talking about this as a genius, right? Mario is also definitely like in the genius side of things.
Yeah.
The big wide is such a simple and big idea. It's a camera for portraits. Huge 3D printed camera for portraits is really. And using the long graph log. That's the part that for me is a bit weird. That is that just this like Instax back that is just so unreliable. That's the part that I don't like. I saw him slapping the long graph log to take the pictures. In Texas, and I was like, oh.
I mean, that camera fucks.
Yeah, that's true. That's a true statement.
Yeah, like it's just, I haven't wanted a camera so bad in a while, and then he's like, well, I could send you the designs. I'm like, I don't have a 3D printer and I'm lazy and like whatever. Like, when you're just making them, let me know and I will just give you money and like you give me camera and we'll just do that because yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, it takes like, probably JP will know the answer. I think it takes like 50 hours to print one, something like that. It's a lot of time to print one. Uses a lot of material, and but it's just genius idea.
Like Zane's like big wide fucks, and New Old Cam's like that camera fucks is a fantastic review.
That you that's the kind of review that the Leica cameras don't get. We are just. I mean, Mario's cameras, Leica cameras.
I think like that's one of my favorite statements to make is like X fucks. The first time I heard of it was from like Silicon Valley with like the weird Jared guy, when that like crazy fucking Trace Comas billionaire guy is like, this dude fucks. Holy shit.
Yeah,
JP said it was 65 hours.
65 hours printing. Yeah, that's a lot. Imagine how many hours you could drive. Like where you could get driving this.
Well, that's more hours than I drove.
That you drove from Vancouver to Texas. So.
Yeah, JP's like, get that engraved on the big wide. I mean, better than that, Mario should just get some shirts made with like a big wide on it, and then on the back says, "This thing fucks."
Yeah, I think that. Actually, I think you should just make stickers that say "This camera fucks," and just like for letting people put them in their cameras, and I know you are a sticker aficionado like me. So.
Oh my god! So, dude, sorry to interrupt, but like on the YouTube stream, this is the first time it's happened. A bot just like signed on the username sexfine.pro, and their comment was "hot girls here," all in capitals with a heart.
Oh wow! Finally, we were looking for
I mean,
kind of content.
Podcast over.
It's because you say that camera sucks.
It is.
The
yeah.
bot quality to me.
I think this is like
Yeah.
the peak of the chat. I can't go any higher than this.
Yeah, we should
Zane's
call
like,
it a day.
this stream fucks. Oh my god! Someone ask a camera question. We're getting really off base here.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's the next camera I really want, and more realistically, we'll probably get would be a big wide, because it'll probably be a while before I can.
I mean, after this, the advertising segment for the big wide, if Mario doesn't send you a big wide, I will be like, what are you doing, Mario? Like, all the 14 people watching this stream, they're gonna get a big wide right after this. So less he can do is
yeah, I want to be like the Oprah of big wides. It's like, you get a big wide, and you get a big wide, and you get a big wide.
Everyone in the comment section gets one of those amazing 3D printed cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
So just write your social security number in the comments here, and we'll send you one right after the stream.
Yeah, we need your mother's maiden name, your credit card number, your social insurance number, and your last 4 addresses. Also, send a pre-signed check with no numbers to the address below.
Yeah, is that the equivalent to the social security number in Canada, the social insurance number? What's the?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's the SIN number here in Canada, which I always find hilarious. And
the SIN number, yes, that's your. I mean, we're all born in SIN, so
yeah,
that
exactly.
makes a little sense.
Yeah. I lost mine a really long time ago.
Oh, you. No,
but
that doesn't sound good. We're already getting some numbers there. Yeah.
And now I can't remember it. Like I lost it years ago, and I just didn't want to go through the process of like getting another card, so I had it memorized, but now I can't remember it.
So you lost the social insurance number. You don't remember it, and aren't you worried about that? I'm worried.
Well,
I give you mine. You can use mine,
dude. I'm like so in debt that it would be like, if someone could extract anything out of whatever they try to like identity theft me with, good on them, because I've tapped that shit out. This fucking horse is done.
Ariela is asking if I'm drinking from a Yogo tank, and actually I am. So these are some it's a Nalgene water bottle that they sell on, I think it's like $12 on Freestyle or something like that.
Oh wow!
And it's like a Yogo. I think I've seen a Steel website also has them for cheap. And it came this and a little thermos that also is like Yogo branded. So yeah, it's good to just sometimes you want to drink your fixer.
And what developer do you have inside of it right now?
No, I like the Foma pre-wash. Have you ever seen Foma pre-wash?
I have.
Like Gatorade.
It looks like blue Gatorade. Like
it is. Yeah, it's a good stuff. I like it, like making margaritas. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I've been tempted to drink it a few times.
I might have. I'm not gonna.
I won't judge. Like there's no judging here. So you say it's on the Cinestill website. Shop all merch and lifestyle supplies. I was really sad that my 400D pin that I got for being a backer, it broke.
Oh, no, I have one.
Oh, they've got the Nalgene water bottle. It's $20 American, and then they got a thermos bottle, 300 milliliters. That seems like a very small thermos.
Yeah, that is very small. It's like just a stack size of a cup of coffee for me. Look, I didn't get it because it was a great deal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got it because it says Yogo. I just think it's kind of funny. Thanks, Ariela, for noticing. It's the first time ever someone notices that I have this weird. No, thank you. 2 rolls of Foma, 300 milliliters.
Someone says, anyone remember the kid on Reddit who drank some developer and was like, am I going to be okay? Why the fuck would someone do something like that?
Oh yeah, that was yeah, it did happen. Like, and I was asking for advice on Reddit. I mean, it's the kind of people that would ask for advice on Reddit. The kind of people that drink developer, but yeah, not me, by the way. Just want to make it clear. This is water, okay? This is water.
That's fair.
Yeah.
JP says, remember the dude that drank some darkroom chem and his skin started changing colors? I don't remember. That's a little crazy. I don't understand why people do dumb shit like that. But
yeah, it's already dumb enough for you to be shooting film on 2020, like 2022. You don't have to be drinking the developer too.
I'm gonna have to buy one of these like ridiculous water bottles now. I'm blaming you.
I'm sorry. No, blame Ariella. She knows this. Have you met Ariella, by the way? She's in Vancouver.
Yeah, she's been in my studio. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
I traded an 8x10 with her for her latest book. It's a fantastic book. I don't know if there's any copies of it left, but it was, I think it was Winnipeg, right, Ariella? Or no, sorry, Saskatoon, even more unmemorable. So she made this book that she called There's Nothing Remarkable About This Place. And she's not wrong. Like Saskatoon, Saskatchewan is like, it's pretty boring. It reminds me a lot of like Prince George, but just a little bit bigger. But it's just sort of like also like nondescript, sort of like, I mean, broken down old square style Chevys. But her photography makes it look a lot more interesting than the place actually is. Like, yeah. So I think she's got a few copies of the book left. How many did? She did 100 copies. So, yeah. I think, I don't know. Yeah, square-bodied Chevys are, I mean, yeah, they're big money now, but like you couldn't fucking give them away before. But like, look at that sweet grain elevator. Huh?
Oh, cool, yeah.
If that doesn't get you excited to go in the middle of nowhere and like drink Pabst Blue Ribbon, I don't know what will.
I have to do that. I've been in like high density areas only in the last 5 years since I moved to the States. I don't think I've been spending much time on where like nothing happens. And I think that that is 99% of North America, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out on getting to know what's the actual core of all this, the experience of living here.
Well, then one of these times when I go down to Seattle, I'll just pick you up and we'll just fucking drive around into weird places.
Yeah, I mean, last time I saw you driving, you drove all the way to Texas, so yeah, maybe not that far.
This $20 bill is ridiculous. Someone stamped on it saying that Donald Trump lives here.
Ah, that's crazy, man.
It's super crazy.
Now I'm not sure if I want to go to low density areas in the States.
Well, I mean, not all of them are bad. Wisconsin with the 4x5. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I drove through the Midwest and really liked it a lot. Like it's, where is it? What other comments do we have here? Yeah, I guess Ariella fucked off. She couldn't tell us if there's more copies of her book.
Yeah, I think Ariella might have left that. Maybe that's it.
I mean, another fantastic book that I'm very touched to have gotten a copy of is this sweet book here.
Oh, by Dan. I really like that one, actually.
Oh, it's so nice.
yeah, I was kind of, I kind of like I've never been impressed by people that live the polar emotion and do stuff like this because I feel like everything looks the same. But I really like the dance book. I like those ones that he has like multiple emotions together. Those are
Yeah,
great.
like this.
Like that one. That's
This is
I
this
really like
is a Mr. Clean original right here.
original. Look at
Yeah, I was very flattered that that he hooked me up with this one. I got to get it framed so I can put it up in the studio.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to live in the Midwest forever either, because I feel like that could get a bit weird. But like driving through the Midwest is interesting, and the people have there's a lot of interesting stories, and I met some really like fascinating people through there. And surprisingly, they're friendly, which I didn't expect being a colored person going through those parts. It was a lot friendlier than I thought it was going to be. And like we weren't on main interstate roads at all. Like we took some of the back parts, like going through old chunks of the Route 66 and stuff like that. And yeah, there's still like a few random folks that that I met on that trip that I still stay in touch with today.
Oh,
Just
wow.
totally random. It's like I may never see them again, but you know, we're Facebook homies.
Yeah, on the Midwest, my partner and I once drove from St. Louis to Chicago. That's kind of like my only road trip experience over there. I remember everything being super flat, like fields of whatever they were growing there, left and right for
It's
a long
pretty
time.
flat.
Yeah, that wasn't that interesting for me. So I have to get to know more in that area. It sounds like it's one of those. Maybe it's when people talk about the states, they don't picture that type of that type of city.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the everything over there it's old. That's something that kind of like I related on a different type of old. That's something I like about Chicago. I like about New York is that you go there and the city feels like original. Like it had went through a bunch of shit and a bunch of crises and a bunch of bright moments, and this is how it is now. While here in Seattle, a lot of the times I feel like, especially like downtown today, you go there and everything is like hot. There was a interior designer that made this place. Like everything looks. It was made by capitalism and not by an original human experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I also like. I got your book of bodegas in at Polacon, and that's something that I also can see there, right? Like there is history, there is like a human expression on every single one of those bodegas you see there, and the context in the building, there's history right there. Wow, I couldn't do that here in Seattle. It would be like Seattle Startup. You just don't have we just don't have that, and so your book made me a bit nostalgic about that city experience of feeling that you are surrounded by your own history.
Well, there's some like interesting there is some interesting history, but it's like it's a pretty white history. So I mean, some people might not like that. I mean, I stopped in Everett, and that was actually a fucking cool place. Like, Everett was pretty neat. So I would check that out again. Someone says here, Wisconsin consumes the largest amount of frozen pizza per capita in the country, and it shows. Well, I mean, also cheese. Like, fucking Wisconsin, bunch of cheese heads.
Yeah.
Like, I love cheese, but if I ate like a fucking brick of cheese all the time, I would look like a brick of cheese. And I probably wouldn't be shitting for like weeks. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant, so for me, you just found that interesting.
Cheese is life, man. I couldn't live without it.
Yeah, I love cheese. It's just so.
See, that's the thing that's funny.
Yeah.
All my friends that are lactose intolerant are just like, I love cheese. And sometimes they'll be like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm going to eat some cheese. Like, this is going to ruin me, but
This is worth it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to do this. We're doing this.
Been there many times. Yeah, it's hard choices to have to do. Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. It's actually like so I am like Chilean, like a native Chilean people have like there's this particular group of native Chileans that are not good at all with lactose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like my origin. So it's like me and all my family, and just for that reason, like Chileans are like top. I think it's like top 3 on lactose intolerance in the world, which is super funny because it's just a random fact. But yeah, that's my thing. No, which is.
I mean, now just in honor of you, I want to have like a triple cheese pizza for dinner when I get home.
Do it, yeah, do it, and please do it for me. Think about me while doing it, and in the future, each time you're having like no good cheese, please think, do it for me. I'll appreciate it.
Exactly. I'll take a picture of the pizza and like have a picture of you next to it, and it's like, do it for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Since I was in New York past weekend, I had I've been in New York before, and always like, oh yeah, New York pizza, it's okay. Like it's not. I haven't been impressed by it, but I had the best sliced pizza I think I've ever had past weekend, and I was just like shocked by how good it was. That I had to go and the next day again hide for dinner, and I'm just dreaming about it. And now it's just like the dough. It was so, just like the amount of fluff was perfect, and good pizza.
Yeah, like when you get a good slice, like it's just, it'll make you do things that you wouldn't imagine you'd do. Like I think that's like the adult version. Well, yeah, it's like the adult version of a Klondike bar. It's like, like what would you do for a Klondike bar? It's like,
oh, I will do like a lot of things for a Klondike bar, like as an adult now. That's so good.
But what would you do for like a M6?
What would I do? Probably I will do more than what I do for a Klondike bar. So in perspective, I'm like, actually, I might do a lot for it. I don't know. Don't challenge me on this. Please don't offer me weird stuff for Alexa because I don't know where the limits are. So please just don't do it. I don't want to know what I'm capable of doing, please.
Yeah, I have weird limits too. So like it just.
We're gonna start getting some weird proposals on this, I think. So.
It's like, like a M6 release meets Indecent Proposal. I wouldn't murder someone for a Leica, but I might like blow someone.
But doesn't it depend on who? Like if it's a terrible person, like someone that is like, you know what I mean? Won't you do it? Maybe.
No, because I wouldn't want to go to jail. I'm like as like cute and cuddly as I am. I don't think I'd do well in prison.
I'm offering you a very clear escape to the crime scene. Like everything will be taken care of. Like fingerprints, nothing there. Nobody will ever find the murder weapon. Like.
Well, why don't you murder the person yourself then, you lazy ass?
Because I am testing you, and I really want you to do it like a cameraman. So you say yes. And I send my guys to your apartment. They will take you to the where it will happen. And
I mean, this is just starting to sound like a weird kink now. Like, I don't judge, but like,
I was testing you, Mary. You passed it. So I'll let you know you passed it.
I've heard this plot line in Fletch. Yeah, like the original. Hey, Emily.
Yeah, I think this plot is not places. You are a certified good boy after this. You pass.
I mean, I
But
don't
I do
know if
think
I'm a certified good boy, but I can behave sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good people in the chat saying that murder is bad. I agree with Grossman 13. I
See,
agree with this person.
that's the thing. Murder is bad, and like I can't remember. Maybe it's with Ethan's chat. We were talking time machine stuff, and anytime time machine stuff gets brought up, someone says, "Would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler?" No, I wouldn't kill a child, but I would go back in time and give his dad a vasectomy. Huh?
That's an interesting point there. I would probably kill baby Hitler. Is that wrong? You ask me. I'm okay with that. I will do it, and I don't think I will even cry for it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, but how would you kill baby Hitler?
Yeah, Grossman 13. Once again, I'm agreeing with Grossman 13. He also killed baby Hitler. I don't know how I feel about agreeing with Grossman 13. Don't know who is, but the names sound good. I don't know how I would kill baby Hitler. Just whatever. Ideally, it will be like a painless death, I guess. But I would like to be at least like nice because baby. But
yeah, but what if he was like a really like colicky baby? Whatever. Someone's like put him in a bag like kittens and drown him.
No, that is sometimes wrong.
I mean, I would like. If I was gonna kill baby Hitler, which I wouldn't do, I would put him in the oven. Cause just like a taste of like what he was gonna do to people, yeah. I would just like, I'd set it to 450 and throw him in and just like,
Yeah. Look, for a moment I thought when you were saying that we're not gonna kill baby Hitler, I'm not gonna kill baby Hitler, I thought that I was somehow had like less ethics than you. Now I'm like, I think. I'm sorry. I think I'm taking the moral victory in this one. Yeah.
Well, we're making JP happy, so that's got to count for something. Baby Hitler doesn't have an M6, but I mean, here's a weird one. Because like.
Okay, here's the weird one. So far, everything has been absolutely normal.
Yeah,
we've only asking the good question. Merlin, please.
Yeah, saying that I'd put baby Hitler in an oven wasn't terrible. Fuck. You know what? No. I'm not gonna. I can't.
Okay. Are you censoring yourself now? Okay.
Well, so wait, no.
We did.
Alex says that Leica wasn't around in World War II, but I think they were. Let's see. When was Leica founded? 1986 doesn't seem right. When was?
Yeah, he's told you, Alex.
Yeah, I can't be older than Leica. 1924. They were totally around for World War II. Leicas were totally around for World War II. They weren't around for World War I, but they were definitely around for World War II. No M6s, though. Yeah, they were the Barnacks back then. I would not kill Hitler for a Barnack. Having to like cut the film leader and all that shit, fuck off. Like, fuck off. That's just.
There's in back in my in Santiago, I used to get all my cameras repaired by this super old German guy, and he's the sweetest person ever. And I would trust him all my cameras, and I kind of like love him as a person, but I really don't want to know why his family migrated to Chile as a non-German guy. I just like it. Just don't tell me. I'm like, I just wanna. Sometimes I just wanna not know.
That's fair. Nick says he would kill Hitler for a Barnock. I mean,
I would, but maybe Nick will do it for free too. Maybe we can just get it like.
that's fair because like you can get like a Barnock for like $500, so it's like that's not at all. I would probably kill baby Hitler for like a new M6 in box with a Noct Deluxe and a few other lenses. Yeah, I think I don't know.
Yeah. We went very deep on these comments. Will you go in time and just to say hi to baby JP maybe? You say like, hey man, you're gonna be great.
I mean, if I had a time machine, I would really want to go back in time and find out for a fact if Jesus was a whore. That's what I'd want to go back to, because like I think he was like a party guy, and I also think he was the first trans person that ever existed. So I'd like to go back in time and find out if those are in fact true. Yeah. I bet he's an amazing cuddler too.
That I will go back in time to see this amazing color too. I think that's absolutely valid.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing. It's like, what's up, Jesus? I'm from the year 2022, and I came all the way back here to see if you wanted to cuddle. Just like, stroke your beard a little bit.
I'm surprised it went on this direction, but I'm happy about it, to be honest.
And I would want to see like what his water turned into wine tasted like if it was like, it was good wine.
Notes for that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What if it wasn't? Yeah. What if it wasn't good wine? Like, let's pull the hype out.
Someone says, take Jesus's photo on 8x10. That would be awesome. If I could go back in time with my Deerdorf and like the Polaroid processor, and I guess I'd have to bring like a Jackery or something so I could plug the 8x10 processor into it. That would be kind of Peels on Rails with Mary. Nick had a really good one here, whereas I gotta go back in time and stop heroin from being outlawed. I mean, stop all drugs from being outlawed. Whatever. The war on drugs is super dumb. Also, New Old Polaroid made a comment that no one understands the phrase "I am a meat popsicle." I love that phrase. It's from The Fifth Element. Best fucking movie ever.
Oh, I watched The Fifth Element. I don't remember that. I'm very good at the movie. Very bad at
It's right at the start where it's like, are you human? And he's like, negative. I am a meat popsicle. And I do really think that Jesus was trans, because if he was like a virgin birth, there would have been no X chromosome. He would have been like a double Y. So he would have been born female.
I think you are missing the point of miracles and stuff. It's just like, it doesn't have to be logical.
No, but like we've proven science is a real thing. So from a science perspective, without like, the P to the V and all that kind of stuff, like, if he was in fact like a miracle birth that way, he'd be double Y, which means he would be a woman. So he'd be the first trans person, which I would love to find out if that was true or not, to come back and share that knowledge with the world today and watch people's minds explode. So that would be I don't know. I double X. Sorry, yeah. So it's like whichever chromosome it is, they would the one that like turns the babies into a man wouldn't.
Double X, by the way, amazing film.
Double X
made
is
by
my
Kodak.
favorite film. I
It's
fucking
beautiful,
love Double
like,
X.
Yeah,
It's like the
it's
best
great.
film. It's
Uh,
so nice.
I have a roll, the 121 that I want. I don't want to, like the Cinema Steel 120 double X, whatever it's called. I'm just like saving. I don't know what to do with it because in 55 is so nice.
That would be fucking amazing, dude. Shoot it. You can always buy more.
That's true. Yeah.
What I'd like them to do is put it out in 4x5. They've teased about it. They've teased about it, which is mean. They don't tease about shit like that. Alex asked us what our favorite cocktails are.
Do I have a favorite cocktail? I don't think I do actually. I'm more into wine and beer. Like, just them, just the thing.
What's your favorite wine then?
Oh, it's gonna sound like a big snob stuff.
Just do it. Be a snob.
Okay, so what's my favorite wine? So I'm from Chile, so we have a lot of wine, very interesting wine industry. So there's this type of wine called Carignan that you can only find in Chile and a few places in Spain.
Okay.
It's like a full-bodied red wine, and I really like Chilean Carignan. That in Chile you can find it easily. I don't think you can find that much here in the States. So that's kind of it. Maybe I won't even like it that much. It's just I'm homesick. So I go there and try it out. Like, what is this thing? Used to like it when it was nearby me.
Actually, so I don't drink a lot of wine now, but I do get snobby with wine too, because it's just like I'm not like 19 trying to get shit faced for like the most cost efficient way possible. It's like if I'm going to enjoy alcohol, I'd like to enjoy something that, doesn't feel like it's gonna fucking make me shit all of my guts out and like have a wicked headache the next day. But one of my favorite Chilean wines is Connoisseur. I like that one a lot, and it's like fairly inexpensive and not total ass, and it's a lot
the
of
one
fun.
with the bicycle.
Yeah, the one with the bicycle. Yeah. I like
So
that one.
that one I used to like it a lot back in Chile. So it's actually something that is available there too, which is rare. A lot of times stuff that I see here, I'm like, they don't even sell this stuff in Chile. And it's good because you could get, I think it was 3 bottles for something like $8 in the
Holy
supermarket.
shit.
Yeah. So I really like. I think it's like, I think it's $3 a bottle, and you can get 3 bottles for $8. So I will get it because it was like good wine for like a super cheap. So I will get it in Chile all the time now.
I do like a nice Chianti every now and then with some fava beans and some brains. But Waster, I was laughing because Waster Silver is like, is Mad Dog a 20 out of 20 wine? Mad Dog is not something that anyone should put into their bodies. Like that fucking, and Emily is saying, 40 of beer. Oh man. So like when I was a child, we used to drink 40s of Old English because you could buy them for $5.25, which is probably a lot more now because that was like 1995 money. So that was probably like $30 now. But in 1995 for $5.25, you could get pretty shit faced. And for $10.50, you could get really shit faced. But I tried drinking an Old English a couple of years back just for like, old memory's sake. And I just about like threw up all over myself. It's like, holy fuck. Why did I drink this garbage? This is terrible. Like, yeah. And it was funny because in the town that Emily and I grew up in, they actually stopped selling Old English for a while because they found out that the only people buying it were children. And, yeah, because like what fucking adult is going to be like, I'm just going to crack open a nice 40 of, malt liquor in front of my children here. Like, it was terrible. I like that. One guy's like, it's efficient. I mean, it is efficient, but there was like a few times where like we partied too much, and like, you know, there would be a couple of like 40s just that had been open all night that just sat on tables, and we would dare people to like chug them, and they would throw up. Like, it's a warm malt liquor is not something you should fuck with. And terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great. Not looking forward to try that.
Don't try it. Yeah, with red wines, I like my favorite one's a BC one. It's called Burrowing Owl, and they make some nice reds. That's a really nice one. Tinhorn Creek is also pretty good from BC. Yeah, kind of like expensive shit now. But for cocktails, I love a nice Negroni. Those are like, I'll fuck with one of those, and an old fashioned. So like Negronis and old fashions.
I like Negronis too. Yeah, I have a friend that is really into making cocktails. That's the best kind of friends you want to go to visit. They're like, they're so excited. Let me make you a cocktail right now.
Dude.
Okay, good.
Well, and there's this like restaurant by my house here in Vancouver called Locust, and they do this like smoked old fashioned, and they use like a tobacco and cigar smoke to do the smoking. And it's just like, it's one of the most magnificent drinks I've had, because something about like using the tobacco for the smoke just adds a really interesting dimension to it. And they go down way too easy. They're super dangerous. Their food is also amazing. If you ever come to Vancouver, I'm gonna take you to Locust, and we'll get some food. Don't threaten me with that, Alex. I will come to San Jose, and you know, we will get drunk.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will. I think that was others to both of us, right? So I'm gonna go off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Bring your game to Polacon Bay Area, and we'll just like, you know, someone will have an Airbnb where we can just like revive corpses.
For sure. Yeah, I got to briefly meet Alex Newport on Polacon Bay Area, but it was like a 2 minutes like meetup. I was like, hey, I'm Alex. Hey, I'm Abel. And then like she left. She had to take care of stuff. So we are definitely due to getting to actually hang out and get to chat. So now we know. I'm gonna forget drinks. Course survivor number 2.
Well, she's daring us, but you don't have to dare me. Like, you know, I'm like the CEO of dumb shit. Like, I will do anything, like, twice probably.
If you dare us, we will go and kill baby Hitler. We just prove that. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, but I think we determined that like you would kill baby Hitler in a much more humane way than I would.
Yes. Yeah. That's something that we establish as a big, strong difference between us.
I'm like, I guess it would be kind of like punishing baby Hitler for future things that he hasn't done yet, but like also like, you know. But here's a fucked up ripple effect to killing baby Hitler. And this is something that a lot of people may not understand, is that you two can share the queen bed in our guest room. That sounds cozy. Are you a little spoon or a big spoon?
Big spoon.
I'm okay with being a little spoon.
Okay.
That could work. Yeah. No poking though. That's just...
No.
So a lot of the medical science that we enjoy today is a direct result of what the Germans and the Japanese did during World War II. More specifically, the Japanese did some like absolutely horrid things to human beings during World War II. And that's where a lot of the medical breakthroughs were derived from. Is like I don't even want to talk about like the terrible things they did. You can Google that shit, and if you want to go down a really terrible rabbit
Probably
hole.
will
But
Google it and still kill baby Hitler. I'm sorry, are you trying to convince me, Merlin, to not kill baby Hitler?
well, I'm just like, what kind of, like, it's just kind of like an interesting thing to think about, like, if those atrocities were not to happen, then we wouldn't have the advancements that we all take advantage of today. That, I mean, more in like the US, people with money get to afford. In Canada, most people here can, like, take advantage of those things without any extra cost, because, like, our government doesn't care very much about us, but they do care about us just a little bit more than yours does. Which is like, warms the cockles of my heart when I go to sleep every night. But killing baby Hitler, like, what kind of, well, like, lots of things wouldn't happen.
I wonder if there's already a movie about this that we can watch on Merlin's Photography Chat movie club.
No one should make a movie about this. If anyone would, though, it would be like Amazon. Like, Amazon would make a movie about that. Yeah, Alex says exactly. The U.S. was not shy to take the scientists and data that resulted. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, so much awful shit that happened during World War II was capitalized on by first world countries, like specifically the U.S. But, like, Europe enjoyed a lot of the fruits of that poisoned apple. So it's kind of an interesting one. Someone made a really good point, though, earlier. Saving the Archduke Ferdinand from dying might have changed a lot of things and negated the need for killing baby Hitler, because, like, he wouldn't have to, like, do the things he did. Or, like, send someone back in time to, like, give him hugs and tell him that his art is good, and maybe buy some of his art so that he could just start a prosperous art career.
Give him a Leica M6 and tell him, dude, this thing, photography is great. Like, you should just go out and.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, someone, like, finds, like, a rich benefactor to just, like, sort of, like, make Hitler their art guy, like people used to do back then. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I got, like, a painter guy, I throw some money at him and I make sure that he's not starving and he paints shit for me. And if he had only a little bit of encouragement, the world could have been a very different place.
Yeah, that's why I'm really generous with likes and stuff on Instagram, just in case. You never know. I just help people feel better about their art. You never know when you are just seeing next Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now that we are in, like, the land of incels and ultra conservatives, and, like, it's kind of terrible. Like, in Vancouver, we have this, like, on, like, almost like epidemic issue happening with violence against women, where there's all of these men that are just, like, randomly attacking women, like, punching them in the head or face, or, like, attacking them. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why are people, like, feel like that's a thing to do, like a right thing to do, like it's just to attack women because they're not interested in them. And it's like, this is why people aren't interested in you, because you feel it's okay to attack other human beings because, they don't want you or aren't interested in you. It's like, maybe think about why that is, and work on being more desirable.
That is something that I haven't heard about, and I mean, I've heard there's so many different ways of violence against women, of course, right? But that like a white some kind of instant movement going on, like more modern approach of it, with punching people like in the streets and aggression. That
Mm-hmm.
I can see that happening also start to bloom, here in the States, in other places, or in my home country. I told them there. Maybe, unfortunately, Canada is just a few steps ahead of the rest of the world on that. Dude, it's yeah, maybe Hitler is not enough. Should we just get rid of all of it?
Well, I mean, JP did make that comment. He said if he had a time
Mhm.
machine, he would go back to the primordial ooze and throw back the fucking creature that we came from into the water.
Yeah. In this very positive note,
And on that bombshell, I mean, we've had a pretty good run. Like humans have had a lot of time to do a lot of interesting and positive things. We've also had a lot of time to do some like dreadfully awful things to each other and to the planet we live in. And I've said it before on other chats and when I'm talking to people is that I find that whole rhetoric of we need to save the planet because we're killing it. I find that kind of funny because the planet's going to be fine. Earth will recover once we're not part of it. It's just that we're killing its ability to sustain our lives. And we're approaching it all wrong. It's like the same thing as the masks and the vaccinations. They approached all of that wrong too, because like the whole approach was, oh, you need to wear masks to protect other people. You need to take vaccinations to protect other people. They should have been like, you need to wear a mask to protect yourself. Because if you wear a mask, you're going to be fine and fuck other people. And it's like, you need a vaccination to protect you because fuck other people. If they took that approach, the selfishness inside of us would be like, yeah, fuck everyone else. I'm going to wear my fucking mask. Why aren't you wearing fucking masks? Fuck you. And instead of like, you need to do it to help other people. It's like, why the fuck do I want to help other people? Fuck other people. I want to help myself. And it's
that's a great point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have changed the outcome of it all. It's funny enough. Although I don't know, I just feel like there's just like humans just find a way to make their own choice one after the other. There's always gonna be this group of people that they just made up their ideology that they just go all out against common sense and their own survival and they would just go for it. I don't think there's I don't think that we really have a way to fix that.
No, I think Alex is right. We should just make more art. Like that is
true.
Yeah.
That is why we have outdoor available for us to escape a bit of this madness.
And so
yeah,
we don't need time machines. We need more art. We need more Polaroids. We need more film. We need more canvases and paint and all those things. More people making us laugh and think differently.
Yeah.
That's what we
I
need.
think also, a lot of people hate, the disavailability of photography everywhere with phones, and I actually think we need to embrace that. That's a tool to get people into observing more what's around them, into caring about the little and the big things, caring about people and what's happening, right? So like, hey, this stupid phone can help you with that. Let's embrace it, right? And all sorts of photography and all forms of art are actually a very good way out of this for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think including me too. And maybe it's a way of coping, and with all those things are going on. But for me, going out for a walk with a camera puts my brain into it, and not into this so much other stuff happening. Going for a walk, it's different without a camera, right? I want to think about, my problems and what's going on everywhere. But with a camera, you develop this awareness of stuff around you, and it's actually it's a way to learn how to love things that are around you and things that are happening, and other people, and the human life and the human things that humans have made or wherever we exist. So, yeah, totally agree with Alex there.
So we need more art and we need more love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alex says people evolve, technology evolves, art evolves. Remember how they felt about Impressionists at first. I mean, I still don't like Impressionists now, but I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not wrong.
Absolutely. No. Yeah, and even like going back to your topic, even people that are buying with their, the fancy cameras and everything, hey, I'm absolutely fine with people doing that. Like it's their way of, if that ends up on them making art or pictures, if that works for them, cool for me. I just like my Polaroid camera.
Yeah, but we figured out that it's not really that expensive, all things considered. It's just we're all poor now.
That's another way of seeing it.
Yeah, because like it's an interesting thing, and like I should have known this before, like talking shit and going down that rabbit hole. But it's like the same thing when people complain about film prices, and it's like, film prices are the same as they were at the peak of film in the 90s. So it's like film prices haven't changed. The amount of money and the power for our money has changed, and that's what we should be really angry at, is like the people who have created that change and created this divide between the power that we have with what we do, and have made it become nearly inaccessible to do almost anything. Like, I saw some like article somewhere where it's like, millennials are turning to drugs because life sucks, and it's like, yeah, fair enough. Like, shit's kind of fucked up. My parents were talking about buying a house in Calgary. The first house that they bought was $30,000 in like 1986 or something like that, or like 1985. And let's see, how much is 30,000 CAD in 1984? The value of the Canadian dollar today. Yeah, so fuck this thing. This is not a calculator. So it's making me do the work. 2, 3. Yeah, so like even with inflation, and this is where like the housing market has gone completely out of control. So that $30,000 house in 1984 would be $76,000 in today's money.
Which will be super cheap, yeah.
Which would be affordable. Yeah. Like, it's still a lot, but like that someone could get a mortgage for that today.
Yeah.
But that house, like that house is worth, I think the last time we looked, is like $1.8 million.
Yeah, that's insane. And it's not that people can, like, for me it's crazy that people can get a loan for that much money. Like you could actually, like, get a loan on something that is like way more than you're gonna be making your entire life, right? Or,
yeah.
There might be another price around the corner around this. I don't know. Maybe I could put this podcast in this interview in your favorite. Might happen. It's gonna happen later. I'm predicting it right now. If it does happen soon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just depressing. Make more art. That's all we can control. Yeah, make more art. Say nice things to strangers. don't be a dick. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's
And also,
already enough.
going back to the making pictures and like price of film and everything. I mean, pictures have never been more affordable than before. It's just film is expensive, and I think I can be like I'm not really upset when I see that a Portra 800 now costs $20 a roll because it became a luxury item,
Yeah.
right? But artists have never had an easy access to the things that they use, right? So it's gonna be creative people are gonna make art out of their phones, out of their whatever thing they have accessible. Maybe it's a 10-year-old camera, maybe whatever. Just film stopped being in that spot on being cheap. That it was actually for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a big period of time where it was accessible. People that studied on the 70s, they struggled on getting their film. Right? It wasn't cheap for them, and that's why you see when you look at the life of a lot of these amazing photographers that we look back to, a lot of them actually came from like rich families, right? Like they didn't have a humble origin, just a fraction of them, a very small fraction of them, because that was not as different as it is today. But now you do get to see people making art with devices that are more affordable to take pictures today, and I embrace that. So I don't want to be the snob that I like Polaroid, so I expect other people to shoot stuff like that. And no, it's okay if you use other stuff. It's okay to use your phone. I love people that use their phone for stuff like this.
Use whatever you have available to you.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that to make like real art or whatever you have to like shoot like film or it has to be like a certain thing. Like, if I come across anyone that thinks that kind of way, I don't really want to interact with them because I think it's bullshit.
Yeah. They're not in the chat. They don't get to be in the chat.
No, they don't get to be part of the chat. Use whatever tools. It's like, when people are like, oh, what's the best camera that I should buy? It's like, well, how much money do you have to spend? Like, whatever you can afford for that much money, that is the best camera that you can buy. Like, just get that and start and go from there. Like, I mean, when I started doing photography way back in the day, I shot most of my stuff with this like piece of shit Kodak Easy Share garbage pile from like Walmart. It was such a terrible camera. Awful. And I managed to get my money back on it. Like I brought it back. It was just so bad. And then I bought like a Canon, I think it was like a PowerShot like A60 or something like that, 3.2 megapixels. And I had so much fun with that camera. Like I did lots of night photography with it and stuff because it had like manual functions, and it was a great camera. Yeah, you don't need a lot to. Like it was funny. Like I took a loan out to get a Nikon D70 when they first came out, like because I thought a DSLR would like elevate my photography, and just like wickedly aged myself right there. But I found myself missing the PowerShot a lot because it was just like easier and especially for like street stuff because it was like stealthier, versus like bringing out a Canon of a fucking camera. Yeah, just make cool stuff.
Yeah, those little, like either the power shoot or the Nikon cool pixels or whatever the name of the, those like more like point and shoot for the family. Those are actually great at this point in time. Like they are very impressive. And phone cameras also like are a lot of the times I'm like, oh, there's not enough light, I cannot take the picture, but the phone can. Like somehow the phone can take the picture. So I kind of like love digital photography. I wish I would use it like I love it up to the point that I will like only use that, so I will not be burning my money on Polaroid. But
yeah,
I embrace it. I respect all of the people that are able to make cool stuff.
You're good people, Abel.
Yeah.
No, you are.
Okay.
Like
Thank you.
I'm glad that that we met in Seattle and got to hang out, and it was really awesome. Like hanging out with you and Denton. Like I'm glad you were able to come like hang out in the camera exchange. If it suits you both, talk about confidence in shooting. What happens where you trust yourself to take good pictures? That's an interesting question. So the question is, if it suits you both, talk about confidence in shooting. What happens where you trust yourself that you take good pictures? You want to take that one first?
Yeah, my answer is kind of boring though. I don't really think about that because I am super fine with the pictures not coming out. And it happens a lot with Polaroid. So I take the pictures like, oh, it didn't come out. Like, good. So there's always that consistency that I'm like totally okay with it. I don't take the pictures because I want it on a gallery or I want it on Instagram. I'm just kind of like just compulsively taking pictures, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So I don't have something like a confidence that a lot of the times like I know, yeah, it's gonna come out well because I know the camera, I know the light situation. It's like, yeah, it's gonna come out, but a lot of the times also like, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work, and I'm fine with it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
I feel that a lot, especially with Polaroid, because like the way I approach Polaroid is failure is inevitable. Like I've fucked up so many frames of Polaroid. Like it's kind of ridiculous. But I'm not upset about any of them because some of them are happy accidents, and even when I've shot film and I've been angry at myself because I thought they were bad pictures and they made me feel bad, like I failed or something. I've looked back on them before, and I end up liking them in a way. Like one roll that makes me think about this specifically is like the first time I shot some Ferrania P30. That is like the most unforgiving fucking film out there. It's mean. Like it's a mean film. But if you nail it, it's so like just like it's like turbocharged contrast. It's like, double X on steroids. And I shot this roll of it with my friend Mara. I got a heat stroke that day. It was a crazy hot day. But I was taking pictures of her in a waterfall. She was fine because she was in the waterfall. I was not fine because I was not in the waterfall. So it's like dying. But I fucked up the exposure on a bunch of the shots, and they just kind of like, some of them came out like muddy and bad. And so I was just like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. And I don't know how to I should just like sell all my camera gear. And then I just sort of like parked that thought, shot some other stuff, like stuff that I don't beat like when I do street photography and things like that, like there's no issue of confidence with it. 'Cause it's just like, I'm walking around and I'm taking pictures of interesting things and stuff I'm curious about, and, whatever results come or whatever results. But it's like when I'm doing collabs, I guess there's like a bit of that confidence thing there. But then I look back at the photos like 6 months later, and it's like, these are actually really fucking good. Like some like seriously like artsy shit in here. And, they're not technically perfect, but when I came back with a different frame of mind, I was like, these are really good. And so I think frame of mind also is kind of important. And yeah, it's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a very good one. And funnily enough, if I really want high confidence that I want the picture to have it, most likely I'm also gonna take the picture with my phone because I know that it's gonna work. Right? And and that's not gonna happen because I think something is beautiful or whatever. It's because I wanna treasure that moment. Right? And I will just hopefully give it a try with my phone just to keep it. I see Mario just joined.
Yeah, Mario said.
Mario, you're joining late. Mario, we have like maybe like a 10-20 minute segment just to talk about how the big white fox. That was the topic of the conversation for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both are very happy about it.
And we decided the big wide fucks hard. You also missed out on the highlights of killing baby Hitler, and we did talk about Jesus a little bit too. Also, alcohol. We had a pretty substantial episode, like a portion on alcohol, and you missed all that. But Mario's going to be the guest next week, so we'll get to talk about some fun stuff with him. But he had a comment here. He's like, "Would you say it's because you're primarily instant film shooters?" Because he feels the same.
I think probably that changed my mind a lot. Like I was more into let's get it right with previous cameras, but now that I am, that's what I was saying. That it's kind of humbling, right? Like you end up being okay with pictures that you're like, oh yeah, it's not what I want, but it's good anyway. Because you're not gonna spend a whole pack on trying to take a picture, right? So you're like, okay, this is what it is. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's also like a freedom that instant film adds is just kind of like genuine and honest, and you take a frame or two and then you move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sand versus tones prepares you for life.
Happy accidents are the best part of shooting. Yeah, that's also true. A lot of times it surprises you, especially with Polaroid film. Sometimes the colors are like, wow, I didn't thought this was gonna come out, and it's like shocking how good stuff looks. Like it's better than life.
Well, that one, and then especially when you're fucking with expired film and you get like the spread sort of like frames your subject, like that the old Impossible that I caught you guys on. Holy fuck, I got lucky with that shit. Like that blew my mind, because like that was 2013 and 2014 that both of those expired in, and to get like decent spreads and images with you guys in them, that was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You get to have other 5 for each one of those that it comes away over 5 pictures that doesn't come out, and at least my experience that is you just move on. It's like, no, you don't get it, fine.
Yeah.
Don't stress too much about it. If not, it's probably painful. I think that for perfectionists, using instant film is probably super annoying. Like it's a waste of time.
If you want perfect, get a digital camera. Like just do that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Or hire a film team.
True.
Kayla, do either of you fuck with chemicals darkroom? You have a darkroom, right?
I don't have a darkroom, but I do develop my own film. I even done some color. Lately I did some E6.
Ooh.
So that's the most advanced things that I done. And also done some cyanotypes and stuff like that. Trying a bit of that. But yeah, develop my own film, and it makes a lot of sense to start doing that. You know, in these times where film prices are expensive, and I find it like a relaxing, not relaxing, but it's something that I was talking about, going out for a walk with a camera. It's something that takes you out of the context of the things that you're usually doing. So, especially when you have things that like, hey, the time is you have to wait 2 minutes, and then other 2 minutes, and then other 2 minutes. Like, sorry, for those 2 minutes are actually gonna be like focus on this. Like this has to happen. So, time flies. So if I have multiple batches of film, it's some kind of meditation. Like you get disconnected from the one. So I really like developing my own film. I go into my own like things that I like, combination of developer and other things that I like, and I use stick with that so far. Not much experimenting, but it doesn't make it less fun for me.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I used to develop my own film in Toronto, but I hate scanning so much.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Yeah.
That scanning is the worst. Developing is so much fun, but fuck scanning. I don't have a darkroom yet, but it's in the works. So Kay's been to my studio before, and I'm gonna, like, that's part of the winter plans is finish the darkroom, because I want to start doing some experimenting with reversal on negative paper, because Ethan taught me how to do it not the basic bitch way.
In black and white.
Yeah, black and white. The principle is the same with RA4, but I haven't gotten around to like fucking around with color. Color scares me because this is the temperature stuff. I know it's like supposed to be easier, but like I'm gonna start with black and white and then go from there.
Yeah.
But
so I saw a similar thing about the RA4, but I actually got to help Ethan when he was doing this 20 by 24 in New York. And one of the days he was there, I was running the trace, like developing the color stuff. And it was everything at room temperature. It wasn't like,
oh wow.
So yeah, I think that if someone that is like a super perfectionist saw Ethan's workflow, they will be like, wow, this is like super sloppy. But you know what? It works. So the way that Ethan does that is like he will take a picture and will see, okay, this is too magenta. So he will just put a filter, like on the room temperature, put a filter on the lens. There you go, corrected. And now the next batch is gonna come more neutral. And as he goes during the day, the chemistry starts to change a bit. So he will just adjust his filters. And at this point, he has done it so many times that he sees one of his pictures and is like, okay, now I need to use this filter and this filter, put it in front of the lens, and there you go. Now you have a more neutral color. So if you are okay with compensating with filters on camera, you can do RA4 at room temperature.
I think I'll just fuck with black and white for now, and then.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's also way
It'll be way
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I did used to use my bathroom in Toronto for darkroom, but what I want to do here is I also want to have like an enlarger and stuff, so I can do like printing and have a place for like developing paper and stuff, not just film. But once I get it set up, you're more than welcome to come down and check it out. And once I figure out the reversal process, I'll do a portrait for you on the black and white reversal process, which I think will be fun.
I'll stop over there too with Kai. Kai, you want to go there?
Yeah, dude. And bring Brandy. You know, you two come on up.
Great.
Yeah, well, we can have like an unofficial Polacon Vancouver.
That will be actually
a
great thing to plan. Right now, I can't leave the country. A bunch of this stuff is complicated. But as soon as I can, I'm gonna definitely go stop visit you. Also, a very good friend from my childhood lives over there that I haven't visited him since he moved. I think 2020 he moved. So I really want to go to Vancouver.
Anytime. My apartment is super tiny, but you got a place to stay.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Same thing if you come here to Seattle. If you're okay with cats,
I love cats.
Thelonious will welcome you.
Only if Thelonious is gonna play me a solo.
Oh, he will.
Well, thank you for hanging out with me tonight, Abel. It was good to see you again after spending so much time together the last 2 months, surprisingly. Yeah. Looking forward to many more hangs in person.
Yeah. Will I see you in the next couple of months? Are you planning on coming to Seattle for Grand Prix or
something? I can't come down for the Halloween one because I've got some other obligations, but yeah, I'll definitely be down for some stuff there. I've got some friends that live in Everett that I want to go visit as well too. So will definitely make my way down there. And then there's Bay Area, of course. And so, yeah, you'll definitely see me.
I'll see you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. It went, at some point, this conversation went wild, and I'm very happy that we are wrapping up in a good note and not. At some point, this was very dark. So.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't wrap up with Baby Hitler, because that wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
That's not the move. That's not the move. Well, I'll let Mr. Mocha walk us out here. Next week, we're going to have Mario, a.k.a. Max Sparkplug, on with the big Y that fucks. So definitely tune in for that. I might have to make some stickers to say this camera fucks in commemoration of this conversation. Thank you for tuning in. And this episode was brought to you by Cameras That Fuck.
Thank you for having. Thank you everyone in the chat too.
Take care, man.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.